Dad is going to tell you a story, and it's really true. A picture story, very exciting, about Proletopia, because it's about an image of Proletopia. Now one might wonder, who is Proletopia? A political streamer who mainly reacts to other people's content on Twitch and then posts it on his YouTube channel. Many do so currently, including rather apolitical streamers, so no hate on my part. Somehow you have to earn your keep, and why put in the effort when you can have him do it? How she can work with others' work. Proletopia reacts, and its mission is something with the left. To achieve this mission, they primarily target other leftists, whom they label as left liberal, Willis, pseudo-leftists, since 2023 also as an election candidate. Pseudo-cloud, Nazi psychopathic or as dark. Summarizes the triad.
So, not just a reaction streamer, not just a political influencer.
Even a kitchen psychologist he is. Proletopia. I once asked a qualified psychologist what diagnosis one could actually give to people. How gladly other people issue a diagnosis. Dr. Sebastian Bartunek said, here's the thing.
Is actually a diagnosis for people who like to diagnose others.
See you next time.
They might fall into narcissism as they elevate themselves and with special knowledge because of it. So I'm always very careful, even when I have people in cases, very likely as it is, I'm always very cautious until I even say there's suspicion here.
Now it's important to know that Proletopia is simply a master when it comes to hypocrisy and double standards. And that's what this video of mine shows. It accurately depicts his hypocrisy. What I actually love, what I truly love, is pushing hypocrites and moralizers to their limits, and I manage to do that now and then more or less quite well. That's why there will be more than this video, where these troll actions of mine are also documented. Subscribe to channel, supporting and comment. But now back to Proletopia, the working class hero and leftist analyst. Here we see him during his work as he hangs onto a wealthy casino streamer's ass and reacts to a video where this casino streamer reacts to a video where 4 young women are sitting on a panel. Proletopia, who is my age, comments on all of this as follows. So it doesn't affect him.
Those were Dara, Tilted Floster, and that other one, Mango. Those were the 3, I'm telling you.
Oh, God!
Subtitles on behalf of ZDF for Funk 2007.
That's it for today. See you next time. Bye.
Well, look at that. The ones you'd like to have a beer with, right? But I'm not music after work. So what do you want to do after work? I just want to have a beer with these people. It's fun to chill.
Yes. Headstreams Gaming, and very importantly, thanks to that, we aren't talking through the nose and holla, because when you enter that circle, you just have to talk like this, right?
Stable. That's what I call skilled political analysis, skilled class struggle. There are 4 young left liberal women sitting, and go girls, go girls.
This is the speeches.
Through the nose. Proletopia does a lot of political streams and provides context. But that's not all. Proletopia is also a artist. That's what he claimed himself. He actually attended a film university for a semester or 2 and studied screenwriting there. According to himself, he was also immediately a favorite student of Michael Haneke. Okay? Erwin? I've met Haneke too. I was at an art university as well, for more than a semester, even with distinction. And I participated in a script writing workshop at Proletopia's university. And I can guarantee that Haneke would probably be sick if he saw what his former favorite student is doing now. Performs. But the Proletopia, he doesn't care. He's actually fighting for a bigger cause, primarily for his bruised and doubly fragile ego. And if that gets scratched, then it's time to turn off. Not the internet. Not me, but those who scratch. Proletopia explains it well in a discussion with another person. Cowards. Recognizable by the red cap. They talk about how to deal with those they hate and fear. A woke bubble from the anti-woke bubble capable of disciplining itself. The hypocrite in the red cap appears more moderate, but the Proletopian says the following.
It's not about learning. For me, it's not about them learning. For me, it's about supporting them in what they do to shut it down. That they just stop doing what they're doing. That it ends ideally for everyone on this planet. Just to say this, that they get such a punishment, and that's, so to speak, being exposed in a way that they just can't continue what they're doing. That it becomes impossible to keep doing what they do.
And how does he do it? This turning off. No, don't worry. Not with violence, but with... Yes, as a skilled artist, he naturally does that with his art and his art project.
I'm definitely making my art about them, and I believe they won't like it.
And that's why I love Proletopia. Because I'm also an artist, and I also do art projects. In his channel description on YouTube and Twitch, Proletopia also references art. Yeah, go Erwin, go Among Us. I do wonder, is he doing this because he's really making a documentary? Or is he doing it because it's about fat film subsidies? We'll keep an eye on it. But now it's about something else. Not a movie, but a picture. It's about a painting. It's about what Proletopians love so much, what they so often refer to, something that should be free. Namely, it's about, one must know that Proletopia and I understand each other on a certain matter. We are both against cancel culture. Just one of us takes it more seriously than the other. In a top move with the rich casino streamer, Erwin went all out too, to see how much those bubbles bother him. The ones that report other channels or call for reporting campaigns. So they want to cancel, to engage in cancel culture.
And those just trying all the time. Trying constantly in some way to tell people who they can talk to, who they cannot talk to, trying to shut down channels, trying to report people all the time, to conduct real campaigns. Yes, silencing people.
I actually find it cool, Proletopia, but only if you stand by your word. Does what you said really hold? More on that later. Our story in pictures actually begins differently with this image. Someone drew it. There are rumors it was done by someone anti-German. Being. As an Austrian, I can only find it generally sympathetic. In Austria, we're fed anti-German sentiment with our mother's milk. That doesn't mean we all hate Germans. Germany is cool. Germans work with us at McDonald's. Germans work with us in ski lodges. Or the biggest idiots from Austria who don't make it big with us, they become big in Germany.
But Dad, come on.
Onions.
Laugh off your hatred for Germans.
Hi guys, it's me, your Mr. Liebeck. Why don't we let the artist of the emote speak for himself? Words come to mind. He actually stood protectively and honorably in front of Baba when there were attempts to suggest that the only goal was to see Erwin suffer. He wrote an art historical excursion on his work before the wild earwig evolves from the famous mad or angry voter memes. This meme pokes fun at angry internet users who compulsively present themselves and their opinions online, even though it makes them look ridiculous. Boomers are especially prone to the mad at the internet syndrome. When they leave their natural habitat of Facebook, they are exposed to threats they have no defenses against. Living airwags didn't exist at all until now. They only emerged as boomers in the mad at the internet craze, the mad Voltajack connection, as an angry pitifulness, mistaken it with a suffering strawberry meme. Even though this confusion is due to internet syndrome, and thus not really funny, would the angry boomers have thus opened Pandora's box, because on the internet, any idea too stupid is realized by someone. This example demonstrates the dynamics of the internet syndrome well.
See you next time.
Hurry up on Facebook, invade living spaces and attract attention with particularly striking behavior.
Cheer up!
Attracts attention with fits of rage and death.
And draw immediately. Natural enemies take advantage. They exploit the defenseless state of boomers by artificially fueling their anger. The boomer can no longer just turn off the PC. Not just get mad, but keeps escalating in his frenzy. The cycle collides. This leads to arrhythmias, panic attacks, paranoia, and impotence. See you in the next video. Overrid, boil alcohol. Consumption that drives total despair even further. In the final stage of the mad at the internet syndrome, the boomer falls into delusions, thinking everything is an art project for Overstus or a documentary. This in turn doubles the quench experience for observers. The increasing cries of rage from the boomer attract more boomers. Boomers then remain trapped in this situation, forgetting to live without surviving. Essential everyday collections, such as signing the Twitch tax interview or brushing their teeth. Thus they deprive themselves of food and starve. Or die of thirst, please. Sign Peter's petition. And other organizations for the protection of this affected species. And that's all there is to it. Now back to Baba.
This image, it represents the streamer Proletopia. It's of course an exaggerated representation of him. He doesn't always cry like that. Every now and then, yes, but not out of anger, more because he was drunk and then streamed for too long. The picture is an exaggerated representation of him because he often gets upset and sees himself as a victim. Stylized. I found that funny. And since I'm not the brightest candle on the cake myself, I stole the image and used it as an emote for my Twitch chat. That's illegal. I didn't know that. It's against Twitch Tor's terms of service. This can be reported by the affected person. But luckily, Proletopia is so against reporting itself, it won't report me.
Have reported, right?
But I also have to admit, I only used the emote because I was a bit provoked too. On Proletopia's Discord server, quite a variety of illustrious memes were created about me, especially since Proletopia urged its community to do so. Funny enough, I can laugh at myself too, and it's true after all. I am overweight. I love moist dark holes. That's just like home to me, and I adore feasting on miserable cockroaches for breakfast. I even use one of these memes as an emote in my Twitch chat. I didn't report anyone, I wasn't particularly upset about it, and I didn't feel bullied, nor did I accuse anyone of bullying. Well, I've had this emote from Proletopia for a few weeks now. Pretty cool. Briefly, very briefly, I and my chat were allowed to revel in it. Then the following happened. Here's the thing. On June 30th, 2023, my buddy Proletopia was streaming, and in this stream, he tried to chill a bit, making fun of the YouTuber Kuchen.tv. Kuchen.tv said that Proletopia is probably much more right-wing than Kuchen.tv himself.
If they find out I'm so far right that they can't give me a partnership, a Proletopia ecosystem, by the way, he's much more right-wing than I am. He's a partner, BTW. So it definitely makes sense.
Of course, some fuses blew again at Proletopia, and he went totally off on Kuchen.tv for accusing people of being right-wing or a pipeline to the right. This should only concern the Proletopia directly with cake. Proletopia got so annoyed that he had to create some memes again. He did it with me, so why not do it with Kuchen.tv too? When Proletopia gets very upset, it motivates its community through Discord. Being annoyed together, shared annoyance is double the trouble.
Growl, growl. This cake TV.
Among other things, this meme was created by him and then presented on Proletopia's stream.
Okay, folks, are you ready? Are you ready for the revolution? Way too cold, dude. It's going to be so cold, dude. Exactly, just like that, dude. The cake is more left-wing than me. The cake is more left-wing than me, bro. Here's the proof.
Proletopia wanted to make it an emote for his Twitch chat. However, he was pointed out in his chat that this goes against Twitch's guidelines and could lead to a ban. Proletopia was just as foolish in the matter as I was. No one had warned me when I created the emote. And so this emote was then posted in Proletopia's chat. And what? What did the honorable innkeeper of the Proletubians do? He the fighter against cancel culture, the valiant warrior against reporting marathons. Yes, of course, he immediately reported me to Twitch. He slandered me. Spoiler, not the last time, but more on that later, that he had reported me. By the way, Proletopia was later so embarrassed by this that he took the stream offline that very night. Because we know, and this is very important to emphasize again, Proletopia is against reporting. Proletopia is against cancel culture, as long as it affects him. Luckily, I was warned that very night, and I immediately removed the emote from my collection. I don't need a crying proletarian. Who needs a crying Proletopia? Only a sick bastard needs a crying Proletopia. Proletopia. I have much better, much prettier,
The more attractive emotes.
So, subscribe to me on Twitch or buy these emotes as stickers in the shop. Of course, I raked the polytop over the coals for his reporting action. Proletarians has memes. Leave it. Proletopia, getting worked up over the folks who want to report everything. Proletopia, who gets upset about cancel culture. Proletopia, when this Proletopia, report me. Join Proletopia. Then I said to him, and that got Proletopia terribly upset, because he doesn't just report someone like that. Like the others do, these snitches, he, the Proletopia, he reports if then only for good reason. And so he then came up with a good reason for reporting me. And the good reason is...
Someone wants to report you for tuning. I don't know. He said you'll see in 2. I've been seeing Wix because I said emojis are how he makes money. Yes, emojis on a monetized channel mean that you're making money with those emojis. Yes, that's a fact. But he's acting up again, doing what's assumed of him.
Yes, there I must say, I got a bit annoyed with myself. I mean, how much so can one endure one's own face? You have to really value to believe that you can make money off of it. You can make money. And I mean, how much can you project onto others to believe that I used his face as an emote just for greed? I was then annoyed. Then I thought about it, and came to the conclusion that if the Proletopian thinks I want to make money with his face, then I'll do it. I went to my house and court artist Pell and I instructed him to paint a picture with the face of Proletopia, so I can sell this picture to make money with this facial image.
Just like a patron in feudalism, just like that, paint me a picture, I will give you 5 doubloons. I will then sell this picture for 500 doubloons.
Listen, here comes the great mighty Bavarian.
A crucial mission for you, Baba. You, the artist, you paint a picture and 5 double coins with the face of Hoopsy-topias, so I can sell it to chat with several. This is a mini Eric, our favor.
Subtitles.
5 diplomas, 5 diplomas, 5 diplomas to have. It will be done.
And the picture? The picture was painted. Beautiful, full of details that remind of events from Proletopia's streaming career, but also with details that remind of the beef between Proletopia and me. When he, for example, had conversations with far-right influencers like Schattenmacher on Proletopia. Yes, exactly, this Shadowmaker, the eugenicist, is indeed this Shadowmaker, the one who bases his morals on Ted Bundy. Yes, that Shadowmaker, who just wants to smash women's faces, just a little bit. And of course, just out of love. So these women can grow beyond themselves. But Proletopia, and he, this Shadowmaker, they also had their critical points. For instance, regarding Avatar 2.
But the fact that these ideals have to prevail, well, I don't see it that way. I don't trust in that. Naturally, I can't trust in this good element, in people, or in this human element that can make the decision you just described. I don't believe it. I mean, I see it at the self-checkouts. I just can't believe that, well, for year after year, movies like Avatar make 2 to 3 billion. And the good thing about it is that people are essentially pumped with advertising. I see advertising on YouTube too, and yet I don't watch that crap. How come I don't? That I'm immune to it, within certain limits, and the others barely are, if at all. If they are not, how can that be?
Just be through socialization, naturally. Everyone dictates differently. You're not an average person. You're not caught in this. You're forming your own thoughts. You're thinking critically about the world you live in. Most people don't do that.
Sweetheart, if blockbuster movies make you lose faith in humanity, then it might be time, in my opinion, for therapy. But I already know therapy. Sigmund Freud, a Jew, or the picture captures when Proletopia came into my chat to stir things up a bit, which was dead, by the way, in terms of service. I could have reported Erwin on Twitch. Probably Proletopia had a few too many that day, and then he got all high and mighty, and then he asked me if he makes me nervous. I chat a little. Do I do that? Old man Erwin. Really now? Why should that make me nervous? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Let's cut to the chase. Do you really believe that? That you're someone who makes me nervous from all these beautiful and sometimes bizarre memories?
Also, this
picture
is beautiful.
Beautiful. It is.
The picture then appeared on eBay, and I don't get it.
I would have expected something like 400 to 600 euros. That would have made me happy. But the painting, it was auctioned for 1,007 euros.
Multi-millionaire, yes. You have to be a multi-millionaire to do that. You have to be a multi-millionaire.
I think you can handle it. Yes, I can handle it, damn it.
Awesome.
Hey, thanks. Thanks. 1,007 euros.
What a picture story, and what an ending could it be?
Wine Proletopia is a sport.
Taken it because he didn't. He is the Erwin after all. He is
our Erwin. He is indeed mine.
Erwin. Winning is included in his name, and so he couldn't just leave it be. While the auction on eBay is ongoing, Proletopia called on its community to report the picture on eBay, which, by the way, is nonsense. I could have reported Erwin on Twitch.
Look, I have the following for you now. I would ask you one thing now, because Bartunek posted it online. It's still online for 2 hours. Here is this offer. Here is this picture. What you can see here, which simply represents me crying. This picture is being auctioned off. And I would ask you to go over with each other. There are quite a few of you here now, and scroll down. There's a report offer here in the top right corner. Up here, there is the option to report the offer. You can, of course, report this offer. I'll send you the link. You guys have seen what it looks like. I'll definitely report this from my end. You can do the same if you want. I honestly think bullying on the internet is not cool. And this is what it looks like for me. You can report the violation, and then there are prohibited and questionable items here. Reason for reporting, I selected offensive or glorifying violence material. You can choose whatever you think is right. Here, other offensive material, because I don't know how else this is meant to describe. And then I wrote a text. Specifically, this is an obscene depiction of the streamer Proletopia, who's being bullied online. His bullies had this depiction made to mock him and to humiliate him. Regarding humans, this auction is for the amusement of the creator and his community only. On the contrary, that has involved the streamer in question. That's what I've written now. Yeah, you can, of course, write it however you want. You can also take over this text here. That's up to you. And yes, I am sending you the text here in the chat as a text now, okay? And then you just hit send. And then it's done. And then it says, thank you for your report. That's what it looks like. It's almost over. Yes, yes. There's still an hour and a half to go. I'm just saying cyberbullying is just not cool. And I think what's being done here is simply not okay.
Erwin had prepared a nice text for this reporting action. And Erwin has a nice, very well-behaved community. Not everyone, but quite a few have diligently reported. He even asked who had dutifully reported. And they proudly did.
Let's see what happens. I don't know how many of you have reported this. Can you put an oath in the chat who all have reported this? Just so I have a rough idea of how many of you have sent out a report. Okay, that's a freaking lot of melons. Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, okay, nice. Cool, I don't really know this out of principle. Sorry, no problem. All good, I understand. Thank you very much. Thanks. Okay, that's a lot of ones. Thank you.
Hayes extends contact debt to 12 months.
And because there were so many diligently reporting, an algorithm got activated on eBay and the auction was stopped. It then seemed a bit suspicious to them. For the first time, posted an offer of mine online, auctioned in a higher price segment, and suddenly my eBay account was banned for life on December 27th, 2024. However, the lifetime ban only lasted for a few hours. I talked to a competent eBay employee. I explained everything to him, he explained everything to me, and my account was restored. But unfortunately, the stock declared invalid. And that's also one of the reasons why you're seeing this video. Because we're doing it again, the auction, and not just that, you can now see the picture, now available in other versions as well. As limited posters, as stickers, as t-shirts, check out the bombastic webshop of Babafesh. Bob's first collection! Supports the arts and supports cultural freedom. Against reporting that, against these anti-report activists, against cancelling these anti-cancel activists, against hypocrisy and double standards, against the vogueness of the anti-report activists. Waifs for freedom?
Resistance!